This is April Hedrick, Misty Penron, and Laura Martin. We are here at Greensboro College on Friday, November 16, 2007, to conduct an interview with Mary Jordan on the history of J.C. Price School. Miss Jordan, can you tell us your name, how old you are, and where you were born?
My name is Mary Davis Jordan, and I was born here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And what else did you ask?
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 76 years
Okay.
old. 76.
What years did you attend J.C. Price School?
And let me see. I think I went there in 37. Yeah, 37. And I finished in 45. I went to Dudley High School.
Did you live in the Warrensville?
No, I
community?
didn't. I live near the Coliseum area,
Okay.
High Point Road, Patterson Street.
What evidence did you see of negative effects of segregation and discrimination where you grew up in Greensboro?
Well, we passed by schools that we could have walked to, but we had to ride the bus. And I just didn't think that was good, but that's the way it was at that time. And we need to go to the theater. We had to sit in the balcony at that time. And it was just all black school.
Mm-hmm.
J.C. Price was all black school at that time.
While you were attending Price, what connection or interaction did you see in the Warrensville community between the teachers and Mr. Pillar?
Oh, all right. The teachers would go to the parents' home and talk with them if the kids were doing anything they shouldn't have been doing and everything. Mr. Pillar was one of the best principals I ever knew at J.C. Price.
Well,
He was the only one that I knew at J.C. Price. They probably had somebody before him, but I didn't know them. But I knew Mr. Pillar. He was a good principal. And I'm sure all the teachers and the students liked him.
Did he go out into
Oh, yes.
to the parents' house?
Sometimes he would. Sometimes he would. But mostly the teachers would go out.
Mm-hmm. What were some of your memories of Price School?
Oh, boy. I remember on Fridays, not every Friday, but most Fridays, we had a movie. Everybody could go in the auditorium and look at it if you had your 10 cents.
One of the recent interviews, they said if you had good behavior, it was a treat to go into the movie theater to watch a movie if you had good behavior.
That's right. You could go. It was a silent movie, though. And Miss Hammond played the piano when the movie was going on. And
she was a teacher?
Yes.
What did she teach?
She taught English. Yeah, she taught English. Social studies, I believe. Because I think some of them, doubled up, taught different things in classes. And we did change classes. You don't believe that? I see you looking at me.
Do you remember May Day?
Oh, yeah. That was beautiful. We had the maypole, we had acrobats, and the what did we have? I think they had Miss J.C. Price or something like that.
Like Miss J.C. Price pageant,
Yeah, pageant. But that May Day, all the parents, most of the parents would come and watch the kids perform. They had that maypole, and we would wrap the maypole. They had dances, and Miss Lillian Dillard Harris was taught the dances, and Ms. Harrison had us doing the maypole. Miss M.Y. Harrison. That's another teacher that I didn't see her picture on there.
What did she teach?
She taught English, I believe she taught English. And her husband was a minister at Shiloh Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see a picture of her on that, any one of those. And she might have looked different, older picture. Back in the early picture, I'll say.
Mm-hmm. How would you judge the quality of education at Price when you were there?
It was good. It was good. We had to learn. We had to do what they asked us to do, study. And we would, sometimes we would get together after school and compare studies together.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of that after school. And we all had good teachers. If you didn't learn, you just weren't listening to what they had to say.
Mm-hmm. We need more teachers like that today.
Yes. We had to do
care
it.
about their students.
Yes, we had to do it. And they would send notes home to the parents. And you didn't think about throwing it away or tearing it up or anything like that. We took that.
You get in
had
trouble.
to take that note. Yes, we were getting in trouble with that.
How did the education at Price, if you remember, compare to the white schools in Greensboro? How did the educational segregation discrimination affect Price?
I really don't think it affected it at all, but because we had good teachers and they were teaching us everything that we needed to know.
That's what
everything.
That's what Miss Higgins had told us.
Everything you needed to know, those teachers were doing it. They were. Now, books came from somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We had to pay book fee, but our books came from somewhere else. Maybe Greensboro, I could see in the back of the book, Greensboro Senior High, or somewhere else. I can't remember any other names in the books, but I remember that Greensboro Senior High being stamped in the books at that time. But they didn't. All those teachers were good. They really were, and they wanted us to learn.
Miss Higgins had told us that I really didn't teach from the test. Like they taught you to think.
Oh yes, they did.
And what they taught you, you was really gonna use it when you left Price. It was about teach you, to go. You would use it to. It would help you later on in life.
Yes.
Do you remember any of the many extracurricular activities at Price? Such as the sports team, academic clubs, contest.
They had debating, and I'm trying to think if they had basketball. I don't think football. But I'm thinking they had basketball at one time.
They have a glee club.
Oh yes.
Some people
Had a glee club. Mrs. Penn had the Miss Hammond had a glee club. I remember that. I remember her teaching the kids music. And Miss McCullough was one of the music teachers too. She taught us. I didn't sing in the glee club, but every year Mrs. Penn was the coordinator for the black schools to sing together. J.C. Price, we would go to Dudley High School. She would get kids from Washington Street School and Charles H. Moore and J.C. Price, and we would have I'd say a concert at Dudley High School. All the kids. Well, Dudley had their glee club, and we were in the balcony from J.C. Price and the other schools singing. Miss Penn was the coordinator of that. I can't think of the title that she had at that time.
What were some of the extracurricular activities that you participated in?
None.
Did they have a band?
Yeah, they had a band. I didn't get to play in the band.
Do you remember the school code or the school song? Did they have
We didn't have
that while you were there?
No. No. I don't know if Chris told you that or not. I don't remember a song.
I don't think.
No, we didn't have a song. And I don't think we had any colors that I remember at that time. No.
What were some of your favorite? What was your favorite subject or subjects, and why?
Well, I like to read, and I like English, and can't think right now. I love music. I like trying to sing.
Who was your favorite teachers or teacher?
Miss Hammond, Mrs. Melton, Miss Dyson.
What did they teach?
Miss Hammond taught English, and Miss Dyson taught math. Miss Melton, we had history in her class.
What about them? What about them did you like?
They treated us like we should be treated. Wasn't any yelling or anything like that. They would, if we got into a little scrap or something, they would get us together and talk about it, and sit us down and talk about it. Well, if they say they were going to tell your parents, man, you were in trouble. Really in trouble. And everybody, most of the teachers was discipline you if you did something that you weren't supposed to do. I really, Miss Hammond was really one of my favorites.
What discipline did the teachers
Yeah, spank it.
They would spank you, or would they send you to Mr. Pillar?
Yes, they spank you. They didn't have to send you to Mr. Pillar. They spanked you, and if they told your parents, you got another one when you got home. So like Chris was saying about Miss Melton, she pull your hand back and hit you with that pedal.
She said she would never forget that.
That was a wooden pedal. Okay.
She said she would never forget that.
No, you don't forget those. No, you don't.
What are your memories or impressions of Mr. Pillar?
Mr. Pillar was a jokester. He kept us in line too. He was a good principal. And so I remember we had a neighborhood reunion, and he came, and he was our speaker for that day. And he could call just about everybody there. He could call their names and everything. He knew us from being at J.C. Price School. And he knew the parents.
Mm-hmm.
He knew the parents. And he'd come around and visit every once in a while to let mom, dad, my dad had died,
Mm-hmm.
but let mom know what we were doing around school.
Mm-hmm.
But he was really an excellent principal. He really was.
What sorts of disciplinary standards or expectations did he have for students?
Call your parents. But some of the guys, I think he whipped, but he never did anything to you. Or he might make you. You probably had to stay out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Or he would make them go around and pick up paper and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. When we interviewed Ms. Pennick, she said
Mm-hmm.
that when he would send you home, he would make sure that he told the parents, like, make them wash the windows. He was,
but he never.
Getting out of school wasn't just a vacation.
I don't remember him coming to my house, but he knew my mom.
Mm-hmm.
He knew my mom. And he said, Davis, he said, now you don't want me to tell your mom what you're doing and things like that.
Could you tell us about the story you told us before?
Oh.
The expecting story.
I was working in food service. I was a cook at Elriston Hospital, and he came over and he got his lunch and everything. And he said, ladies, he said, you know what? My wife is expecting. And we were all looking at each other. And I said, what is Mr. Peel talking about? And he says, she's expecting me at 5 o'clock for dinner.
That's cute. How did your education at Price prepare you for later life?
I didn't with my education, I didn't do what I was supposed to do with it. I didn't apply myself like I should have. But I got into food service, and I worked at Elriston Hospital, because we did have home economics,
Mm-hmm.
and we were taught how to cook, how to sew,
yeah,
and things like that. Mrs. Bowden was the first teacher I remember, and then we had Miss Oldham, and I learned to cook a lot of things at school. And then I learned a lot from my mom too.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into food service. So I worked at Cone Hospital, and I worked at Elriston Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some cooking at Dudley High School.
How would you compare schools today to J.C. Price when you were there?
Ooh. That's a tough one.
How has society changed?
It has changed so much. It's not enough discipline. The parents are not talking to the children, but if they don't know what to say to them, they can't tell them anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would just take more time and listen to the children, they would know exactly where they're coming from. But a lot of people don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They just let children do whatever they want to do. And then they want to spank them. And it's not good. It's not good. I really can't compare with what happened to us to now. Can't. And I wish the parents would take a little more time to listen to the children, watch what they do. Like they say, my privacy. This is a house we have for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any privacy in here. Not to the point you're going to close your door and you won't let me in. No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's good at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good at all.
How do you think Price School should be commemorated by Greensboro College or the city today?
I wish they would have another school of tutoring for children that's not doing well in school. I think they should do that with that school. Make it a
Leave the school
school.
alone and
Yeah,
use it for something.
Use it for something to educate the kids. Discipline. And just, like I said, be more attentive to the kids. J.C. Price should still be a school. It should be a school to help young black people.
Mm-hmm.
Or anybody, as far as that concerned. It don't have to be young black children. It can be anybody that needs discipline and tutoring and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be a school. I really do. It would be good if they could do that.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
Not at this time. No, I don't think I
What did you say your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
10/18/31.
10/18/31, and you were born in Greensboro.
Yes, born at home.
And residence while attending Price.
I lived on Patterson Street.
And your years of association. What years did you say you attended there?
37 through 45.
And
What-
then you
What grades were you in?
At J.C. Price.
4th
I
through
went at 4th.
9th.
and then you went to Dudley.
4 through 8.
8th.
Eighth.
And
Yeah.
then you went to Dudley.
Then I went to Dudley.
Okay.
Because I went to 9th grade at Dudley High School.
What's your previous occupation?
Food service.
Okay.
Now, you said a hospital after Moses Cone. What was the second hospital that you worked at?
L. Richardson.
L. Richardson?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
It's
one?
closed. That's
Oh.
called
Kendrick?
Kendrick.
And
Are
then
you
Dudley
married?
High School.
My husband is deceased. I have one son, 2 granddaughters, and a great grandson.
You have
Have you asked them? We're passing notes, but we're just asking questions.
Beautiful daughter-in-law. Her mom.
Ms. Jordan, do you think young people appreciate all that was done during the civil rights movement, or do they take it for granted?
Some of them don't know about it. Some of them don't want to know about it. And I just think they take it for granted. You know, sometimes I think when they mention that to them, oh, I don't want to know about that. But I really think some of them just take it for granted. They need to know about civil rights. They really do.
Do you have anything else?
No, she'll come up with questions.
I'm sitting back here writing questions.
Okay.
Now, if the school cannot be saved, what would you like to see done to commemorate it? A plaque, or how would you like to see it commemorated if it couldn't be
Like
saved?
a monument or?
A monument, or
Maybe
Something
like,
like that.
like whatever's built there could be dedicated to the Watersville community or
Yeah.
J.C. Price.
Yeah.
Mash pause again. Mash play.
When are you ladies expected to?
Miss Jordan, what's your fondest memory of Mr. Pillar?
Having to go in his office because I broke a glass out of a door that was to be put up, and I just knew he was going to get me because Miss White was the sexton at that time, and she says, "Now you just go right in that office, and Miss Bill wants to see you." So I went in, I was sitting in there crying, and he said, "What are you crying about?" I said, "I broke the glass on the door." He said, "Well, you sit right there for a few minutes." And I knew he was just going to get me, but he didn't. He told me, "You go to your class and don't lean on any more doors." And I said, "Mr. Bill, I bet you don't know who I am." He said, "I bet I do, Davis."
Did he remember the, later on, did he remember you breaking the glass?
I didn't mention that to him. Oh, God. I didn't mention that one to him. I believe it was in the 80s that he died.
We found this out a book in the library, and it didn't say. It says what year he was principal.
I don't know. I can't say. But I know it was a lot of people at that funeral.
I can't think of anything else. At least we know who Miss Dyson is. I think we need to put her picture up.
Was she married several
Did
times?
I write down
Uh-huh.
what
Because
she
it says
called
Dyson,
Misty?
Ferguson,
Fer-
Elkhorn.
Mm-hmm.
What is she? Miss.
When I met her, she was Dyson.
Then I put
Miss
librarian.
Dyson.
Yeah.
See, she was a librarian and a teacher too. She taught too. Taught math.
Math.
Mm-hmm.
You still recording?